Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the likety like button on the way in. Hit the like and hit the hype for your girl. Well, first things first, if I sound a little stopped up, you have to excuse me. I don't know if you guys are aware, but in LA, we have had a lot of rain and back and forth weather. So now I'm feeling it. So if I sound a little stopped up, my apologies. But, whew, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry has another lawsuit against him by another pretty boy. I mean, we definitely know at this point Tyler Perry has a type. Everything he's not, which is fine, attractive, model-like. He definitely allegedly goes after the men that he wished he could probably look like. And that's just my opinion. And this is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Yeah. Tyler Perry wished he could look like these men. He wished he could look like them. Let's just say he was born with Tyler Perry, in my opinion, is not attractive. But yeah, let's just say he was not born with the best looks. And I think that he looks at these men as, since I can't look like you, I want you. That's what I think. So let's get into this $77 million lawsuit, shall we? Yeah, so this is actually from a man named Mario Rodriguez, okay? Yes, Mario is quite fine. He is quite fine, all right? Now, of course, Tyler Perry's attorney is saying this is another money grab over something that happened more than a decade ago. Let's be clear, that happened with Diddy also, but those lawsuits are still coming in. So he's a model. Mario Rodriguez sued Tyler Perry for $77 million, allegedly from SA and SB, and intentionally infliction of emotional distress. And pretty much Tyler Perry's attorney saying it's a money grab. Now, what's interesting is that Tyler Perry denies the similar claims made by actor Derek Dixon. Derek Dixon and Mario Rodriguez is actually being represented by the same attorney. So this is the same attorney, okay? Now, Mario only had a minor role in Tyler Perry's movie Boo. I tried to watch that movie a while back. It was absolutely horrible. Again, Chitlin Circuit movies when it comes to my opinion, but it was horrible. But with that being said, he said that Tyler Perry SA'd him and made unwanted SA while promising him roles. Sounds familiar? Yeah, this definitely sounds familiar. So Alex Spiro is the attorney for Perry, and he's pretty much saying that this is another failed attempt. It's a money grab. And this happened over a decade ago. So in other words, trying to put on the whole why say something now. All right. Now, of course, Alex Spiro is saying that Dixon's claims are done because, that has been the rumor that he didn't win or they denied his claim. However, the attorney to both Dixon and Rodriguez is saying that Dixon's claims are alive and well, and none of them have failed. In fact, they're just moving to a different court. They're moving from California to Georgia. Sir, good luck with that. I mean, my personal opinion, Tyler Perry makes a lot of money for Georgia. I mean, after all, his studio is there. Okay? So it going from California to Georgia, I mean, look, with God on your side, things are possible. But when I tell you this man has been able to get away with a lot of stuff, allegedly, we have heard the rumors. I even have videos about his rumors of stealing people's scripts, stealing people's ideas. Besides the SA stuff, not treating employees right, this man has gotten away with a lot of stuff simply because he's Tyler Perry. So for it going from California to Georgia, good luck. Now, with that being said, This is the interesting part that I wanted to talk about. It says the lawsuit obtained by People, Rodriguez claims in 2015 he was approached by a trainer while at a Los Angeles gym who said Perry wanted to meet him. Rodriguez said Perry soon spoke to him over the phone and offered him a role in a Madea Halloween film. He went on to play frat guy number 10. Now, you know you are not significant in a role when they don't even give you a name and they're just giving you frat guy, not just frat guy, but frat guy number 10, which means there was 1 through 9. So I don't even know if he got paid. He may have got paid a little bit, but he was frat guy number 10. Now look at this. He's in the back, looks like with like a black leather like jacket on. He definitely stands out amongst all of them. He definitely looks very like not frat boy-ish, if you know what I mean. But let's talk about the fact that some random trainer while in Los Angeles, in a Los Angeles gym, said Tyler Perry wanted to meet him, but he spoke to Tyler over the phone. Didn't Derek Dixon also say, hey, Kev, hey, Shayla girl, didn't he also say that someone approached him, a guy that he was working for when he was a waitress? And didn't that guy also say that Tyler Perry wanted to meet him? And that happened. Like I could have sworn Derek Dixon also said the same thing. There's a middle guy, a middle person who makes the connection, and then the connection is made. Y'all know what they trying to imply with that, right? AKA handlers who were up there in his Tyler Perry alleged little circuit of people who get him certain people, if you know what I mean. That to me is what that is implying. And that is my personal opinion on the matter. It's the same type of situation, middle person, because it wasn't like Tyler Perry was actually in the gym. He said he was approached by a trainer. Next thing you know, he's on the phone with Tyler Perry. Did Tyler Perry see him one time in the gym, or did that trainer spot Mario Rodriguez that whole entire time and felt like he would be a good fit for Tyler Perry? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And people like that, who's this big, billionaires, multi-millionaires with all of that power, they typically don't work on their own. Allegedly. My opinion on the matter. So that stood out to me. I said, oh, we have another middleman. Seems like they recruiting, being a handler for someone to get him guys. Sounds very familiar. All right. The complaint alleges multiple instances where Perry would invite Rodriguez over to his home under the guise of discussing future work projects, only to make advances while drinking. Another situation with drinking. And in November 2018, Perry allegedly grabbed Rodriguez, peen, and repeatedly told Mr. Perry to stop, and Rodriguez had to physically struggle to get away. Perry allegedly would tell Rodriguez to let it happen. And if you were just to be with me, if you were to just be with me, child, I would take care of you. That sounds like a drunk comment. Rodriguez's lawsuit claims that after 2 incidents, Perry allegedly apologized, handed him $5,000, and sent him away. At a final alleged encounter in April 2019, more than ever before, it was clear that Perry would do whatever he wanted, to whoever he wanted, no matter how many times he was rejected. Sounds familiar again. The lawsuit claims Perry will randomly reach out to Rodriguez through 2024, and when Perry became aware that Rodriguez was going to file this action, Perry once again reached out to Rodriguez by text, telling him he did so much to help Rodriguez and he was feeling betrayed. Baby, when I tell you that dark-sided, twisted, manipulative, oh my gosh. Because one thing about Tyler Perry, he always claims that he just helps so many people. He helps everyone. He just doesn't get it. He helps so many people. So many people, sir. He was frat guy number 10 in Boo, Medea's Halloween. And I checked his IMDb page. The only other thing else that he was in was called Family Business. And I think that's on All Black for those who may watch that show. I don't think that's a Tyler Perry show. So what did you help him with? In the December 13th Instagram video, Rodriguez spoke about feeling scared and ashamed, explaining why he hadn't previously come forward, though he did not mention Perry by name in the post, just a powerful director that everybody knows. I stayed quiet for much too long, and I just want to say I'm really sorry, man, because if I would have spoke up sooner, I could have saved somebody that this probably happened to after me. He says at one point to his nearly 1 million followers in the clip, I just want to say sorry for that, whoever that may be. It could have stopped with me if I would have said something, but I'm speaking up now. Child, it ain't about to stop. It ain't about to stop. Because for whatever reason, if this is true, somebody gets their rocks off by just trying to take it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to take, but I have a feeling, just a feeling, and it may not happen next year. It may happen in a couple of years. I have a feeling a Tyler Perry documentary is going to come out. I have a strong feeling. Walter Lee Hampton, and for those who've been following me for a very long time knows I've talked about him. I've talked about Miss Sophia. Walter Lee Hampton just did an interview with Tasha K, talking about stuff that he's talked about over a decade ago. All right. And he talks about Tyler Perry being allegedly gay, Tyler Perry stealing from Miss Sophia. I talked about this and even showed videos about this on my page. Look it up. Or I will even try to post the link in my descriptions. But there's so many things that Tyler Perry has allegedly done, and this may be his time. He has been allegedly not paying people properly. He's not union at his studio, which means that he could collect a lot more money while people are probably working paycheck to paycheck, allegedly. The essay accusations, not paying the writers that he once had accusations, not allowing them to go union. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. And the fact that people are starting to speak up is telling me one or two things. Either the establishment is tired of him, because let's be clear, Tyler Perry in this game of Hollywood is probably the fastest billionaire that we have had in the industry, Black billionaire. When you think about the Dr. Dre's, and I'm talking about legit billionaires, because honestly, we could clearly see with Diddy, as soon as he got in trouble, all of a sudden he's not a billionaire anymore, which tells me he was never a billionaire in the first place. But I would say maybe it's safe to say that a Dr. Dre and a Tyler Perry and even an Oprah are considered billionaires, okay? Low-end billionaires, but still billionaires. When you look at Oprah's reign as far as how she made her way up and Dr. Dre, it took them decades to get where they are. Tyler Perry, that's not the case. See, Tyler Perry really started making his money in his Chitlin Circuit plays. And because he literally has so much of a pull with his audience, they gave him a deal of ownership. And that ownership and him not really, from what I understand it, allegedly not taking care of people, stealing allegedly for people, not making people union so they can really make a decent amount of money. All of that has made him climb up the ranks very, very fast. And maybe some of the powers that be don't like that. Now, some of y'all can say, oh, they trying to take a black man down. You know, we're going to always have that. But I've told you guys before, and I'll say it again. I personally don't think you can get to those levels where some of these people are without them having something on you. They have to have something on you so they can keep you in line. Okay? They have to keep you in line. And the moment that you get out of line, they can use what they have on you against you. But does that mean that it's a lie, what they have against you? Or is it true? Or is it true? I just feel like too many people are saying the same thing about Tyler Perry. And a lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay? Now, some people have probably used it to their advantage, like the next person I'm about to have pop up on my screen. Some people have taken it, they've used it to their advantage. But at the same time, does that also mean that that person is lying too? Now, usually the way that it works, and we've seen this time and time again, the way it seems to work, especially when it comes to certain celebrities that are being taken down, is that they pull the pockets first. They start messing with the pockets. And a lot of times you're messing with the pockets because of legal reasons. Like your pockets start to dwindle when you got to constantly handle lawyers and get lawyers on top of lawyers to handle these cases or even settle these cases. Because let's be clear, we don't necessarily know if Tyler Perry's in the background settling some of these cases, but they're signing NDAs and things like that to make things go away. And they will never say anything. They will never say anything. Like this one right here. Now, from my understanding, this is called Yeah, I'm Famous. I don't know if this other guy actually, I don't know. I'm just going to say is Yeah, I'm Famous, because they clearly put an actual, they put the Yeah, I'm Famous on here. So shout out to Yeah, I'm Famous in regards to this, because we're going to listen to this, which is interesting because everybody kept saying that Christian Keys allegedly, when he did his whole spiel about 2 billionaire men trying to take advantage of him allegedly and taking his creator credit and things like that, they felt like Christian Keys got paid off, you know? So apparently he got paid off, and that's why he's not saying anything. However, he just apparently did this live not too long ago and said some things that are quite interesting, and we're going to listen to it. With that being said, though, I'm still side-eyeing Christian Keys on a lot of things, because in this live, he also talks about people who came on set of All the Queen's Men High. And he's talking about some of these actors and how some of them are subpar. They're not even good actors. Like you're lucky you was able to be on my show. I find it to be very unprofessional. If somebody was high on your set, just fire them. You don't have to talk about it in your live. That's why I say I personally side-eye Christian Keys and his motives and his moves a lot of time. I don't think he's all that innocent as well. I'm sorry, I don't think he's all that innocent also. But yeah, the first like 6 minutes of this, he's literally complaining about actors and he's going to make changes. Meanwhile, though, apparently All the Queen's Men is no longer going to be on BET. But let's listen to this. And for those who are in the live, thank you for listening in. Please hit the like button, hit the hype button. I'm going to play this. Please let me know if you can hear this. Okay, so let me play it.
And we're not doing that. So again, you know, they've had their warnings, but if we place this universe somewhere at a new studio, we're not doing that. That's an insurance risk. And if them same people show up one time high on set again, they're going to be fired on the spot, and I'm going to be the person doing it. At TPS, I didn't have any real authority. They didn't respect the fact that I was executive producer and creator. They always treated it like it was Tyler's show. They even removed my created by credit. and I had to call the WGA, the Writers Guild, and ask them to please force the studio to honor our contract and give me my Created by credit and put it back in every show that they took it out of. And they made them put it back. I will be glad to take.
Now, let me pause it right there. That just shows you how a lot of these people with power and this billionaire status can be bullies, because even with a contract in place, he is saying that they literally took, the contract was solid and signed, but they still did what they wanted to do anyways. And he had to get the WGA involved to make them put back his creator by credits that apparently, allegedly, Tyler Perry and his people was trying to take from him.
This wonderful creation somewhere where it will be celebrated and where I'll be celebrated, or at least accepted. Nothing's with me and Tyler. I don't work for him. We're both executive producers on my show. So that's it. I haven't worked for Mr. Perry. I haven't worked for Tyler since 2007. We both work on my shit. So that's for clarity. Pro-black person goes out to try to steal. I got one show, you got 16 or 17. Why have your studio try to take my Created by credit? So you can get credit for this, because you got to get credit for everything, but you didn't build this and God ain't let it happen. So that's what's up. Yeah, it's some angst. Why would you try to steal from another black creative and you say you pro-black? It's corny and it's lame.
Because he ain't pro-black, he pro-bussy. Yeah, I said it. My opinion, educational, entertainment purposes only. He ain't pro-black. And this is not the first time that somebody has sat up there and said this about Tyler Perry, who is also black. There have been plenty of people who have said that Tyler Perry has stolen from them, including Miss Sophia. And if y'all go back to my video, or you go back to Walter Lee Hampton, and he talks about how Tyler Perry used to go to the gay club back in the 90s and watch Miss Sophia and take everything that Miss Sophia created and made the Medea character and never gave Miss Sophia credit for nothing. Not to mention a couple other people he said he screwed over too. And he said a lot of people who was working for Tyler Perry back in the day worked for Tyler Perry for free, and he never contributed a dime towards their goals, never went back to pay them back, allegedly. This is why this man was allegedly able to become a billionaire so fast. Because when you don't pay people, when you don't pay them and you exploit them, yeah, you could become a billionaire overnight. But I find it interesting that if Tyler Perry paid him to shut up, he would be saying this right now. So it makes me wonder if that other billionaire is the one who paid him off, or there's something in his contract that doesn't state that he can't talk about what he's already talked about, because clearly it's all over the internet when he mentioned this the first time a couple of years ago, that Tyler Perry allegedly in his studio was trying to take the Creative by credit away from him.
That's what's up. They didn't tell me the show was ending.
Okay, he got music going. So he just said they didn't tell me that the show was ending.
But it's okay. That's how it's been the whole time. I ain't pressed. I'm glad to get out of there.
Okay, so with that, he also said that's what it's been the whole time. So in other words, he apparently created this show. He decided to bring, I guess, Tyler Perry along to help him get this show made. But yet they pretty much treated him like he was secondhand help, and that it wasn't his show, and they was trying to strip the show away from him. Is Tyler Perry married to what, Shayla? Let me stop. No, Tyler Perry is not married. He's not married. But yeah, no, he's not married. I don't think he's ever been married. But at the same time, one thing that Walter Lee Hampton has always said, he's never denied and said that he's not gay either, I don't think. He's never denied it. Now, apparently he has a child. He has a son by a woman that he apparently was engaged to. Everybody felt like that was a beard, and that was not actually a woman that he actually engaged with, if you know what I mean. Just to have that child is pretty much it, and that's all. But yeah, he has a valid point. You got 16, 17 shows. You got all of these Chitlin Circuit movies on several different platforms. And it's still not good enough for you. You still are trying to take creative credit for someone else's show. Tyler Perry is coming off like he is a big bully, but he tries to mask it by literally giving money to churches and going to like Angie Stone's funeral, talking about how mad he is, but we still haven't seen that be solved yet. And for her to get her money yet. He does all of these big moments, in my opinion, to mask what's really going on behind the scenes, allegedly. Kevin, is that your side eye? A woman? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and honestly, at this point, even his audience that loves him so much and feels like he can't do anything wrong, at this point, with the type of risque movies and shows that he's been doing, where literally you have seen very explicit scenes with men on men. And he has more of those scenes, in my opinion, than other scenes where literally he got ass shots all over the place. Like, how are you not understanding at this point that maybe, just maybe, he is truly starting to reveal what he really wants and who he really is? But my thing is this. I don't care what your preference is. And honestly, it's really none of our business what your preference is. It becomes an issue when the SA gets involved, the manipulation, the bullying tactics, the bribing, allegedly, all of that stuff gets involved, and you stealing from people in more ways than one. That's where it becomes a problem that makes you just not a good human being. And what irks me to my core is that you always got the nerve to claim you Christian and always mention God. Baby, what God do you serve? Because it's not Yahweh. It's not Yahweh. And as far as I see it, if any of this stuff is true, you better change it or fix it before God fix it. Because when his wrath comes, baby, it ain't nothing to play with. When his wrath comes, you're not going to be able, your money, none of that stuff is going to be able to stop when God is ready to put judgment on you. Let me see what you guys are saying. You can't get past Medea when you look at him, even in a man role, who wants to lay down with that. Oh, Shayla. I mean, he's not. But honestly, ever since I saw the first Medea play, I knew he was gay. It was so crazy because one of my friends thought he was so attractive, and she kept saying, he's not gay. It's like, girl, in my opinion, Tyler Perry is gay. And she held on for a bit to talk about he ain't gay. I was like, okay, all right. All right, girl. As Black people, we don't hold our people accountable for all the weird. We don't. Because we get into this mindset of, because they're famous, you know what I'm saying? Because they're famous and they're making money, they have to be doing something right. When the reality is they probably are doing a lot of your people wrong to get to where they are. But like I said time and time again, some people who have that mentality of defending these people no matter what, I think it's beyond idolatry and just wanting to worship these celebrities. Some people, when you really look at it, they don't see it as a big deal, because if given the opportunity, they would screw people over also. So when you have people who will make excuses after excuses for these celebrities, it's either one or two things. Mentally, they just can't get past the celebrity status, or they just as trifling as these celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Now let me see if this music continues.
All the Queen's men is out on good behavior. Whoa!
Okay, so he pretty much doing his normal, what the hell are you doing? Like I said, Christian Keys, in my personal opinion, like I told y'all, at a certain point, I was just like, look, sir, you either gonna spill it or you not. But to me, he also is a master manipulator, and he knew how to take advantage of that situation. Now, the reality is, two manipulators, the one with the biggest resources and money was winning over Christian. And that's, in my opinion, why Christian came out. That's why Christian came out, so he could tell both of those people to back off. But interesting enough, he said he didn't know the show was going to end. As far as I see it, he probably, you know what I'm saying, because of him coming out. And it's so sad that people who come out and speak their truth about getting screwed over or SA, that potentially can ruin your livelihood. That is just so sick to me. Yes, morality is at an all-time low. That literally, and I'm sure what probably happened was, after he came out, they probably paid him a certain amount of money, but they said after his contract is up, they were done. Now, I don't know where all the Queen's men could possibly go. I never watched the show. I think I maybe watched one scene, and it was some crazy scene where Eva's character was just randomly unalive, and all of these people in the room, it looked very Temu-ish, very, you know what I'm saying, Tubi-ish, Temu combined. And I said, what in the hell is going on here? So I never had any interest. Maybe all black, but again, because it's Tyler Perry, I don't necessarily know who would be willing to say, we don't care what Tyler Perry thinks, and would take the show. But at the same time, apparently they have some type of audience for it. So wish them well. Maybe they can find another network. You know what I'm saying? He could have aired this out a long time ago. He could have. But again, a lot of people hold stuff until it's the perfect time where it will benefit them the most. Because remember, he said he had a recording. Remember he said that? He said he had a recording, and he said the voice that you hear would be distinct. You would know who that person is. The only person we could think of is Tyler Perry. That would be the only voice that we would know, yep, that's Tyler. So he probably held on to all of that until the perfect time, because he probably felt, or at least even heard, he probably had even heard that Tyler Perry was no good on the business side. He had worked with Tyler Perry before, but just simply as an actor. See, Tyler Perry don't have issues with paying actors. And that's where he gets most of his, oh yeah, Tyler Perry was a good man. He's a good man. Because I believe all of his actors, at least the main characters, they're SAG. And he has to follow certain protocol with that. But all of the other people, and let's be clear, I wouldn't put it past Tyler Perry to have some of the same insecurities and the same issues as Diddy. What did we learn about Diddy? Diddy is a very jealous man. He does not like people who are extremely talented. And when they're extremely talented, he has to find a way to get rid of them or take from them. Hello? Don't that sound like what they said about Tyler Perry? You know what I'm saying? Like, does that not sound like what they say about Tyler Perry? And it's very interesting that these type of people are the ones who make it. And it's probably because of the fact that they already have so much stuff on them. So the moment they step out of line, or the moment they are ready to take from them, they use them as a tool. But then after a certain point, they take that away from them and they destroy them. But see, that doesn't mean that they don't have every right to be destroyed, especially if what they have on them is true. It's just that they was willing to allow you to have a certain point of success until they were done with you. I wouldn't put it past people feeling like Tyler Perry has too much power and he's done too much. I wouldn't put it past that someone, the powers that be, want him done. But honestly, this could also be on a very high spiritual level too. I keep telling y'all, God not playing around with folks. We got too many people who always want to say God, 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 and quoting Bible scriptures, knowing dang on well they're not living for God. This man got his career off of doing church plays. And even back then, allegedly wasn't paying people. And even back then, stealing from people, the Madea character. I'm sure God gave him a certain amount of chances, constant chances to redeem himself, repent, and really use what he has gotten for good and to really build other people in the Black community instead of just building himself. I'm sure God gave him chance after chance after chance, and Tyler just keeps doing stuff. This could be on a spiritual level where God said, your judgment is here. 3 lawsuits in a year. I think this man has had 3 lawsuits in 1 year. I don't think this is over. And there may be many more. I wouldn't be shocked if that attorney is about to have other people who are going to step forward. I would not be shocked. And let's not even mention the ones who probably just are never going to say anything at all because they're just too afraid to say something. But yeah, another lawsuit, 77 million. I think Derek Dixon's was what, 250 million, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, even if Tyler Perry is a billionaire, I mean, $300+ billion coming out of your pocket ain't nothing to play with. Now, the problem is he does have power and influence and money. And if some of these cases are going to Georgia, I don't know. I don't know. This man has a studio there. He brings probably billions of dollars to Georgia on a yearly basis. Y'all think they're going to go against Tyler Perry? Even if the accusations are true and they got proof? I don't know. But again, if this is on a spiritual level, it don't matter what Georgia think. God got the final say. The final say. He will settle out for a $25K in a Tubi movie role. I will hope they ain't gonna go from 77 million to 25K in a Tubi movie role. 25K, especially in California, 25K ain't get you nothing. That ain't gonna even pay half a year of rent in Los Angeles. So yeah, but interesting, his is apparently gonna stay in California. Dixon's is going to Georgia because his apparently happened in Georgia. But it looks like with this gentleman, everything happened for him in California. So it's going to be quite interesting. I don't feel sorry for Tyler Perry. I mean, I don't. I know some people who watch me say they love him and everybody just haters, whatever. Like at the end of the day, everybody ain't hating on Tyler Perry. Everybody's not hating on Tyler Perry. The quality of his production suck. The writing is freaking horrible. But he has that Chitlin Circuit mentality of people who are always going to support him and watch him no matter what. I mean, that's just what it is. And if that's what you like, that's fine. But at a certain point, you got to understand where there's smoke, there's fire. Is everybody lying on this man? Everyone? Like, come on. And it's not like he can't say he doesn't know them at all. There's text exchanges. And at a certain point, when this consistently happens and you know that people are starting to come forward and you're still doing this, like this just shows you the type of God complex Tyler Perry has. Mario claims that even in 2024, when Tyler knew he was actually going to do this lawsuit, which tells me This, I mean, we're in 2025, the end of 2025. So this is something that's been going on for a minute. They probably was trying to work on it behind the scenes. They probably were trying to settle behind the scenes. Even in 2024, he said Tyler Perry reached out to him. You would think that someone like you in this type of constant drama wouldn't even dare text someone after finding out that there was going to be a lawsuit against you. But I think he truly feels like he has this God complex. Who's going to touch him? So you still going to sit up there and reach out to the alleged victim? Like, get up out of here. Tyler's going to put him in Medea's trip to the unemployment office. Yeah, I had a good holiday. I got a lot of rest. I needed rest. That's why I didn't do videos and stuff, but I did. I have a good holiday. Did Tyler Perry have a good holiday though? Interesting. This came up around Christmas, child. This came up around Christmas. But you know, he probably feels like he has the best attorneys out there. They're gonna sit up there and handle this, and he's either gonna get them paid off or whatever the case may be. If y'all haven't noticed, I haven't reviewed any Tyler Perry stuff. I haven't. Because I know some of you guys have asked me, you gonna review this, you gonna review that, you gonna review Ruth, you gonna review no. One, my brain cells can't handle it anymore. I find his stuff to be ridiculous. And if it is good, chances are allegedly he probably didn't write it. He probably took it from somebody allegedly. But also something just doesn't sit right in my spirit with this man. I tried even when I felt like still something wasn't sitting right with me. At this point, I just don't want to support anything Tyler Perry at this point. I just don't. I don't like when people mistreat people like that. That's just me, my integrity, my character. When people do that type of stuff, I'm not about to support you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. And it's very interesting that a lot of people who support Tyler Perry no matter what and turn a blind eye to all of this also claim that they're pro-Black, when a lot of people that he is allegedly doing this stuff to, they're Black also. So it's very interesting. See, a lot of people are only pro-Black in the public. But again, they'll screw their people over, gossip about their people, be mean and malicious to their people behind the scenes with no hesitation. So yeah. Yeah, I'm about to boycott him like I'm boycotting Walmart. I'm telling you. But again, he feels like, in my opinion, I think Tyler Perry feels like he's untouchable. And he has a very delusional fan base that allows him to do whatever, whenever, and there's not going to be any consequences. He definitely has, in my opinion, that type of mentality. Who's going to check him? He can have 50 freaking lawsuits every month, and he still feels that he has people wrapped around his finger. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, you know, what it is. Like, that's the mentality he has. But yeah, you guys, I would like to know what you guys think about this, honey. Another lawsuit. This is like lawsuit number 3, I believe, this year alone. Do you feel like this is the last lawsuit? Do you believe any of this? And if you don't believe any of this, give an actual educational reason behind it besides, oh, he's such a good man. I want to hear that. You got a lot of demonic people out there who give to nonprofits all the time, but do a lot of nonsense behind the scenes. Hell, they said Jeff Epstein was a generous man. Hell, y'all want to go there? Diddy has apparently given money to nonprofits, to schools, building charter schools. Do we really want to go there? A lot of the times that is a great write-off for them. So yeah, let's talk about it. And at a certain point, for those who may have been big fans who are no longer fans, or do you guys feel like at this point, where there's smoke, there's fire, and you starting to look at Tyler Perry in a different way? I don't know, y'all, but what I do know is, yes, just looking at these men, he has a type. He definitely has a type. His type is what he will never be. And that's probably what really eats him alive. You will never be attractive. As far as I see it, you will never be talented either. I don't think Tyler Perry is talented at all. Tyler Perry is a very strategic businessman who is cutthroat, in my opinion, and has literally made it because of off of the backs of other people's talent. Sounds like Diddy, doesn't it? Yeah, sounds like Diddy. Yeah. And so anytime he sees something attractive, talented, seems to me he wants to destroy. But that's allegedly. So with that being said, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.